Mrs. Ambassador, thank you for the interview. Before I ask you some questions, could you maybe tell the viewers of the European Times a little bit about, let's say, your past?
My past is very simple. I graduated economics at the State University in my country, in Tirana, and then I followed by graduating international relations at Moscow State University. Further on, I have been all the time with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I graduated economics at the State University in my country, in Tirana. Further, I studied international relations in Moscow International Relations University. I continued in Germany my experience, but all the time in my diplomatic career I have been with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Since 2007 I'm here in Brussels, having the honor to represent my country to the Kingdom of Belgium and to Luxembourg, but also to the European Union. Now, at the end of this period, I can say that it is really a very good and enriching experience.
Like every country, Albania has a certain image, and a lot of us have an image that doesn't always correspond exactly to the reality. Now, one of the things concerning the image of Albania is that people think that Albania, they ask whether it is safe. Safe as well when you go as a tourist, or safe when you go as an investor, but safety is something that comes up quite a lot. What is your opinion about that?
It's a good question. The image that you mentioned belongs to the past. I would say more than a decade ago. Of course, by saying that, I don't want to say that the image that Albania enjoys today is the image that really we need to have. There is still things to improve. But in terms of safe and security of the country, I would just like to mention that Albania today has almost the same indicators with regard to safety and security as countries of the Central Europe. Since April 2009, Albania is a NATO member, which means that we fulfill the criteria, economic, be it political, be it security, be it military criteria, as a member of this important organization. If I would refer to the reports, international reports, concretely to doing business in 2012, with regard to the indicator of protecting investors, Albania ranks the 16th out of 183 countries. And there are many foreign investors active in Albania that run their businesses in safe and secure environment. Tourists, there is a large number, an increasing number of tourists that have visited Albania, and referring to, there are indications that they want to revisit the country again. You have been in Albania, yes. So you are a clear testimony, even as a tourist there, on the safety that the country offers. So these are some examples to show that the image of Albania is not that of a country that does not offer security and safety.
Yes. As you say, I've been to Albania, so I have to agree with what you say out of personal experience. Now, investors with an interest to your country, why would you say investors should seriously consider Albania as their investment destination?
There are different reasons, I would say, why a foreign investor should come and invest in Albania. I would just pick up some of them. First, Albania is an emerging economy. And for a foreign investor, the macroeconomic stability of the country where he wants to invest, is important. And I have to say that for more than a decade, Albania enjoys a steady economic growth, a steady increase in exports. The inflation, subdued inflation, is within the foreseen band of 3% plus minus 1. Second, I would refer to the diversity of resources that Albania offers for foreign investors, starting from natural resources such as chromium, nickel, copper, to natural gas, timber, moving to human resources. Albania is a country that has a relatively young labor force, which is keen and eager on education. And I would say is enthusiastic about social economic development of its country. Third, I would refer to the friendly environment that the country offers for foreign investors. You can open a business in Albania in less than 5 days by filling in 5 simple procedures. The minimum required investment is less than €1. You can register your business electronically in less than 1 hour. So also the fiscal burden is the lowest in the region, with a 10% flat tax, with 16%, 60.5% since 2007 tax of labor. Moreover, you can fill in and pay it electronically, which eases the life of a foreign investor to running a business in Albania. Last but not least is the market size, the size of the market, which is an important indicator for an investor to take into consideration in the period of thinking where to invest his capital. It's true that Albania is a small country, and the market, it's not a big one, but it has been extended by becoming a member of CEFTA agreement, and Albania is a member since 2009. This market is integrated with the European market through the Stabilization Association Agreement that we have in force with the European Union, and furthermore, it is integrated with the global market by the fact that the member countries of CEFTA are also members of the World Trade Organization. So I think these are some of the arguments why an investor should invest in Albania, or what the country can offer to a potential investor.
Yeah, so those are the reasons why investors should go. Now, when they go, what sectors in particular will they find very good opportunities in?
Here again, I could mention several sectors. I would focus on some of them, starting with energy. Albania offers a comparative advantage in this field, since it's rich in hydropower energy and also other renewable resources of energy. Because Albania is enhancing its green generation capacities, upgrading its interconnection lines, and also upgrading the inner power supply grids, which enables to ensure the energy supply for the economy, but on the other hand, giving the possibility to export the energy. So I think in the years to come, energy will remain one of the most attractive sectors for foreign potential investor. I would also mention tourism and transport. Being a Mediterranean country with its natural beauty, with its historical and cultural sites, also with the very hospitable people, Albanian people, Albania is attracting more and more investors, more and more tourists.
Yeah.
And recently it has been topping the touristic guides and maps. Transport, thanks to major public investments devoted to that field, the Albanian part of regional and pan-European corridors has been upgraded, like corridor number 8, and also a motorway has been built that links the port of Durrës with border crossing points Morin, and that enables a speedy link to Kosovo, Belgrade, Budapest. If you insist for other fields of interest, I would mention food, wood, metal processing too.
Yeah. Okay, now you mentioned how hospitable Albanians are. I've experienced firsthand how welcoming you are in Albania and how helpful people are. But I'm sure that before people go directly to Albania, there is a certain way of finding out if Albania is indeed the right country to consider. What would you suggest to people concerning getting that information?
Being a bilateral ambassador, I know that one of our main duties is to promote the potentials of the country to foreign investors and to facilitate the first connection, the communication between these potential investors and the respective authorities in Albania. So I would strongly recommend that potential investors go through our bilateral embassies to be provided with this first initial information and then to move on. How they can get in touch with our embassies, the easiest way is to get the contact points through our website, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. For a more professional and more detailed assistance, I would channel them to the AIDA, which is the Albanian Investment Development Agency. And furthermore, for identification of concrete partners on the ground, they can also contact chambers of commerce in the country through their websites to identify what their interlocutors, potential partners will be in Albania.
Yeah. Okay, so can I summarize by saying that investors are very welcome in Albania, and that as well you as AIDA, for example, in Albania will be very helpful in helping them in finding out what would be a good way of going about this.
I cannot more than agree with that. I'm sure that the information is available and the potential investors will be assisted in their efforts to put direct links with their partners in Albania. So we are very hospitable in this direction. We look very much forward to have these investors bring their capitals and invest in Albania. As I mentioned, there are plenty of opportunities there. They just need to try, and I'm sure that their effort will pay off.
Okay, with my experience, or from my experience with your country, I can only agree. And I wish you all, I wish that all the efforts that yourself and other Albanians are doing will pay off very shortly, and there will be a lot of foreign investors coming to your beautiful country.
Definitely. Thank you very much for this opportunity to make known the potentials of Albania to foreign investors. Thank you.